Like we can get the financial services for prefer people not to understand people at graduation.
Okay.
So,
Which is just
we'll go.
So what do you see?
that's why I love it.
I mean, we have to come home and they're out, it's cold.
Since you're the senior person,
Do you want to read that? You don't have to give
I mean,
information.
we both did, but I figured.
So are you wanting a transportation maybe?
You ready to roll?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so the individual class, probably.
We're still.
I know, actually.
I do a lot of times, but here all
This isn't
day.
that large.
No, it's not, it's not.
No, I get it.
I'm not even sure
That's okay, you can wear it.
how this is gonna work.
I should be wearing
When I
it next
look
to
at
John.
it, it looks
Yeah, right. The people I run into.
Even when there's not.
Y'all ready for
So I don't
the
know
weekend?
whether
Yeah, but he's in Lindsay.
we can,
St. Patrick's
I
Day.
mean, I was figuring
The time in River Green.
You
were there last year.
I was. I've already pledged 25 degrees. It's too cold to leave the house.
and I.
Sunday's gonna be very nice.
Is it?
Sunday's gonna be
There's nothing
much
going on.
warmer.
Her family and.
Nothing going on Sunday, except for fireworks.
Aren't they, they're still the same thing, the pubs.
Yeah, the pub, they moved the creek that same day. I thought it was crazy.
Okay.
Yeah,
We'll do it afterwards.
We'll do it afterwards. Okay, okay.
and, but
Great.
my plan was to be there.
Why don't you come sit up here?
Actually, I can't be there till anyway.
I'm Tracy. Nice to meet you.
Except me and Flack.
I'm the one who were convincing me of
Are you the husband? Are you the husband?
Yes, he is.
Good catch, Neil.
I see her every day.
Okay, well, lucky you. Could be a good thing.
Stand and hold it.
Hi, Joe.
It's even here.
Probably something Dan usually does, huh?
So, yeah, that's all correct now.
Okey-doke. I'd like to call the March 10th Mchenry Township.
Pledge allegiance to the flag and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we do not have a clerk. I will go ahead and fill in those roles along with along. So we do a roll call vote of who's here. Supervisor Barlow, I'm here. Trustee Yeager,
Yes.
Trustee McCredo,
Yes.
Trustee Shepler, and Trustee Bendenagel. She is not here. And then we also have Mary Mahady, the assessor here this evening. Okay. Any public comment this evening? Okay. We will move on to the third item. We will need a motion to approve or to have a discussion of possible action to approve the February 10th meeting minutes.
I'll make the motion.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. All those in, any discussion? Excuse me. No. Hearing no discussion, I'll call the vote. All those in favor of approving the meeting minutes, say aye.
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 Any nays? No nays. Motion passes. bear with me while I catch up on the notes here. Okay, the next item on is I need a motion to approve the February 22nd budget workshop meeting minutes.
I'll make that motion to approve them.
Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, I will call for the vote. All those in favor of the February 22nd meeting minutes?
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? No nays? Motion passes or carries. The next item on the list is a motion for approval of the town meeting agenda for April 12th.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Okay. The second is Neil. Any discussion regarding that agenda? Hearing no
Just a
discussion.
question.
Yes.
Will we be able to make an announcement about the community garden and try to get interested people to sign up with us and stuff?
Yeah, you could probably use public comment.
Okay.
Yeah, there shouldn't
Okay.
be an issue.
Shouldn't be an issue. All right.
No.
If it's not on the agenda, I just didn't want to be locked out.
We'll make sure it gets mentioned.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So no discussion regarding the agenda other than what we just had. So we did have a little bit of discussion with a question.
I have a question too.
Yes.
Okay, you're going to be announcing this on the webpage that you're going to be having a meeting, of course.
It's out there.
It's
Yeah,
out there
yeah.
now.
But with regard to the community garden, is it possible to have a page or some kind of thing dedicated there also so that people will know about it?
Yes. I'll work with Debbie to figure out a way that we can put a spot out there to let people know they're there.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
if it's something that.
Probably do that, can't you?
I don't know what you're looking for. What are we looking for?
It's just, you know how you have like community events or whatever? That would just list the public garden, you know, we'll do April through October 31st or whatever, and then we'll list the details that they come up with regarding how many plots there's gonna be this year, what the
once
costs
it's
are.
all in place.
Yeah, once
Yeah.
it's all
Yeah,
in place.
For sure.
Yeah, and it would be nice if that was something that had its own little URL so that it'd be possible to link to it from other, you know, like Facebook or neighborhood social media.
In my
Just tell
mind,
people to go to
the
it.
public is gonna run that operation. We will not run that operation.
Right.
We'll watch it, but
Yeah.
Right, but this
you will be
is,
running that. So
this just makes
if
it
you
a-
want to develop a URL, go for it.
well, no, I'm just saying that when it's put on the website, it can be done in such a way that it has its own little URL.
Oh, yeah, we could link to it, obviously.
Yeah, and then it makes it
Right.
easy to link to from
Yeah,
other
we can link
places.
to it, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, now that you brought it up, we got $5,000 from Home Depot. Harvest Farm is giving us all the plantings that we want.
Yeah.
So we're off to a good start.
Yeah.
Can I stick to the agenda, please?
Well, we have some public comment, go ahead.
It's my turn.
Don't be missed.
I'm kidding, you guys know that. No, this is good. We'll take that and we'll have to figure something out. We'll definitely look into it. We're not that sophisticated when it comes to IT management. We'll have to consult with some of our folks, so. Okay, so the motion, the discussion's been had regarding the mention of the garden at the township meeting. We'll do that. And I'll take a roll call vote of the agenda. Supervisor Barlow is a yes. Trustee Yeager?
Yes.
McCredo?
Yes.
Shepler?
Yes.
And Nail is not here. That's motion carries. So the agenda is set. Number 4, I believe it is. Need a motion to approve the receipts and bills for the town fund and discussion and possible action.
I'll make that motion.
Neil
I'll second it.
and John will second. Okay, discussion, go ahead.
We, the undersigned members of Mchenry Township Board of Trustees,
Neil,
certify.
Can you speak up? No,
Mike,
I'm sorry.
It's not on?
I,
Dead battery. There it is.
We, the undersigned members of McHenry Township Board of Trustees, certify that we have this 10th day of March 2022 examined and audited the amounts due for the items specified in the claims attached and hereby authorize payments of the same. Total reimbursements to be approved, $782.54. Total bills to be approved, $6,937.67. Total bills paid prior to audit, $36,110.02. The total to be approved is $43,830.23. Total receipts were $3,806.26. I make a motion that we approve the receipts and pay the bills for the town fund.
John is seconded essentially.
Yeah, no, second.
So roll call vote since we're spending money. Supervisor Barlow is a yes. Trustee McCredo?
Yes.
Trustee Shepler?
Yes.
And Trustee Yeager?
Yes.
If you haven't guessed it by now, that motion carries, but I'm also trying to mix it up so that not everybody goes at the same sequence every time.
Don't want any more votes.
No, just good, okay.
just trying to confuse everybody.
I need a motion to, well, it's not always fair to have the same sequence. Come on, you know that. I need a motion to approve the receipts and bills for the general road and bridge fund, discussion and possible action.
I'll make a motion to approve the bills of the general road and bridge fund.
Second.
Mark?
We, the undersigned members of the Mchenry Township Board of Trustees, certify that we have this 10th day of March 2022 examined and audited the amounts due for the items specified in the claims attached and hereby authorize payments of the same. Total reimbursements to be approved, 0. Total bills to be approved, $1,012.85. Total bills paid prior to audit, $14,901.14. Total to be approved, $15,913.99. Total receipts, $1,118.84.
Okay. Okay, any discussion regarding the bills? Okay, I'll take a roll call vote for general road and bridge fund. Trustee Benedict, here. Trustee Shepler.
Here, yes.
Trustee McCredo.
Here. Yes.
Trustee Yeager.
Yes.
And Supervisor Barlow is a yes. Motion carries. I need a motion to approve the receipts and bills for the permanent R Road Fund, discussion and possible action.
So moved.
Okay, Mark? Mr. Yeager?
I'll second.
Mr.
I can
Schindler?
read this stuff.
Go ahead.
We, the undersigned members of the McHenry Township Board of Trustees, certify that we have this 10th day of March 2022 examined and audited amounts due for the items specified in the claims attached and hereby authorize payment of the same. Total reimbursements to be approved, 0. Total bills to be approved, $38,294.13. Total bills paid prior to audit, $24,648.11. Total to be approved, $62,942.24. Total receipts, $43.62.
Okay, any discussion? I'll take a vote. Roll call vote, since we're spending money. Trustee Yeager?
Yes.
Trustee Benedict? Trustee Shepler?
Yes.
Trustee McCredo?
Yes.
And Supervisor Barlow is a yes, so the motion carries. Item number 7 on the agenda is a fund transfer. There is not a fund transfer this meeting. Then 8 is new business, and I'd like to take a minute. Well, I guess we need a first and a second motion to recognize Craig Adams, the previous supervisor, for his service. I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
I'll third.
If you would read the resolution, I appreciate it. Need that.
Resolution, whereas the McHenry Township Board of Trustees, that Craig A. Adams, supervisor, resigned on August 2nd, 2021, whereas Craig A. Adams was employed with the Township Board from May 18th of 2009 to December 28th of 2014, and then was appointed as supervisor on 12/29 of 2014. And whereas Craig A. Adams has been a tremendous asset to the McHenry Township offices, demonstrating a true sense of professionalism, and whereas Craig A. Adams has distinguished himself as being an invaluable resource for the citizens of McHenry Township. Now therefore be it resolved that the McHenry Township Board of Trustees hereby commends said Craig A. Adams and wishes him well. Be it further resolved that this resolution be spread upon the records of this board, and that the original of same be given to Craig A. Adams, dated this 10th day of March, AD 2022. There's all of our signatures.
Any comments from any of the board members or the assessor?
No, whoever wrote that, right on the spot. Greg was a great guy.
I'll tell you, I'll take a couple seconds. You know I'm not shy to speak. I'll keep it short. Craig got me involved in this, and I think it was a great opportunity. Number one, I made a new friend while we were trying to do good things for the community. And not knowing Craig's previous record of his being on the board and things of that nature, he was just a genuine guy, and he was working in the best interest of the community, and it's a shame that he resigned. And we wish we still had him. So, a roll call vote on the resolution, to approve the resolution. Supervisor Bartlett, yes. Trustee Yeager.
Yes.
Trustee McCredo.
Yes.
Trustee Shepler.
Yes.
Trustee Bendenagle. Motion carries. Thank you, Craig. Appreciate your service. Old business. 9.1, review and discuss how supervisor status is going. Okay. Essentially, review and discuss how Supervisor Bartlett's status of getting cost estimates on the outside. Okay. I'll make the motion to discuss.
I'll second that motion.
Okay. There's a second. So the discussion. I'm continuing to gather the information. We've located some previous documents to give us an outline on how to go about doing it. Preliminarily, if you look at it from an apples to apples standpoint of just strictly mowing and snow plowing, and it does not look favorable, including because you have to pay prevailing wage. So when you pay prevailing wage and you bounce it against our salaries and benefits, right now preliminarily there's about a $15,000 gap where the township would cost more for the township to mow and do these things. But there's a lot of other things that come with township employees that can eat that $15,000 up pretty quickly, because we would have to go and contract for these other items. I've got a list of them. I don't have them with me. I'm trying to prepare a document that we can officially release so that everybody can see what the dollars and cents are to maintain the parks. That's right.
So we can ask for.
Okay, we're continuing to work through it. If anybody wants to set up a meeting and meet with me to kind of go through preliminarily what I have, be more than happy to do that. I guess I'll make a motion from the standpoint of tabling it and moving it to the next meeting for another update. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries. Okay, 9.2, review and discuss any laws regarding having pets in the park and discussion and possible action. I'll go ahead and make a motion on that. Second. Unfortunately, I don't have anything prepared for this. I do have the ordinance. I need to go back through it. I was a little busy preparing the other documents for the upcoming meetings with the budget appropriations coming up, so I apologize. I'd like to move this to the next meeting and have a little bit of work done.
A little more discussion.
Okay.
I have talked to Torma.
Yes.
So it's not an insurance issue at all.
Correct.
And I personally don't see why sit on it, as long as we let them make sure all the dogs and pets are, you know, with the, what I'm looking for here.
Okay, so, so what you're saying is let the paperwork catch up to it, meaning that we'll revise the ordinance that stipulates you can't have a dog in the park today. So that has to be done. So what you're saying is, let's go ahead and remove any signs that say no dogs in the park. Let the word be known that we're pet friendly, as long as you clean up after yourself and things like that.
Exactly.
And let the paperwork catch up.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's my opinion. There's three of us.
Fine with me.
Sure.
You know, I keep beating the dead dog, right?
Yeah. Okay, so, so the action is the revision of the ordinance, and I'll bring that back when it's complete. So the motion, I guess, on the table is to bring the ordinance back when it's been rewritten. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? No nays? Motion carries. Short and sweet. The next one is 9.3 was the actual parks flyer. I'll make a motion that we bring this back once the flyer's been completed after we revise the ordinance.
Right.
So the first, that's me.
Discussion on the flyer, are we going to show the gardens? Since we're there. I mean, if we're going to reprint all of this, I mean.
Yes, good point.
Gary?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Regarding that, it should have some kind of statement about if the garden is not open for public trespass, so to speak, because you don't want people just going into the community garden.
Oh, yeah, okay, I know what you're saying. It's like the plots are individually rented.
Yeah.
And that's the property of the renter. And therefore, it's just not, we'll have to put some,
Don't go in there.
yeah.
Don't help yourself.
Well, it's still township property, but the renter is responsible for the maintenance and the upkeep.
Correct.
Right.
Okay.
There might be somebody who actually thinks, oh, the township grows this stuff for us, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's part of the discussion, I think, when the plan's all revised, that, I don't know if you're planning any fencing or anything.
A lot depends. I had to, it takes more than one person of an unofficial subcommittee.
Sure.
So we will get it together. And I don't know about fencing. quite
We'll help
frankly.
you, it's not like we don't.
Yeah.
In the beginning, it's
We'll help
easier
you
not to.
execute your plan where we can, obviously.
Yeah, might be able to get somebody to donate fencing.
Well, yeah, Home Depot.
Well, I'm thinking about it, having grown a few things myself, is the animals.
Yeah,
Because you'll have every deer in the county over here eating for free if you don't put a fence around it.
okay, we
Gary,
don't
my
have,
thought process there
true.
was talking to the road commissioner, Jim Condon, actually,
Yeah.
because during the summer, he has no use for a lot of that orange fence he's got, that he uses in the winter for snow.
Yeah,
And that'd be the perfect fencing we could use
yeah.
sure,
temporarily.
For the
in
first
season.
year,
Yeah.
absolutely. We
sure,
can
that
also-
would make sense.
Yeah.
Okay,
The other thing that's come up in discussion, as long as we're talking about it, and is, there's a current mulch pile that's out there.
yes,
That mulch pile will leave when the weather gets better, and we're able to drive the trucks onto the park grounds, and we can stash it in certain places around the township property. The plan is to create 3 permanent bins to where we drive some of our tree limbs and things of that stuff down to Nunda and leave it there. They grind it up and triple mulch it and make good mulch out of it. And we'll bring that back and have 2 bins of that. And then we'll have a regular bin for smaller jobs that have been done by the township for just regular wood chips. We want to kind of put it somewhere close over there.
Yeah.
One of the things I do know about, I know very little, you put it in a thimble. But one way to keep your weeds down is to keep your bed heavily mulched. So,
Well, yes.
yeah, because we used to be able to, where I was growing stuff, if somebody had weeds on their row, you could take it over, so.
Yep.
Just kind of kick their mulch out of the way and plant a weed or 2.
One thing about the mulch though, it can't have any oak in it.
Okay.
I'm sorry, black walnut is what I meant, black walnut in it.
Very inhibitory.
Yeah, because the black walnut has an environmental hormone called juggalo, which kills most other plants.
It's news to me.
Anything in the tomato, potato, pepper family, terrible.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Found out the hard way, it kills azaleas.
How much black walnut is there on here?
there's lots of
more
black
than-
walnut. Yeah, but
Yeah, we have some on our property, it's all over.
I'll
Not-
check
not
with
all.
Jim to find out if what comes back has got black walnut in it.
yeah, we can.
Well, it's hard to tell once it's all chipped up.
Well, but, yeah,
We could do.
he will have to ask the supplier, Nunda Township, if they grind up black walnut in
That
it.
could be a tough one.
Yeah.
But we'll figure it out.
Okay.
Okay, so the item on the table is I will bring the flyer back to include the garden, to make sure that that is properly placed in the flyer. Once it's been completed, I'll take a roll call vote on that. All those in favor? Aye.
All right.
All those opposed? None. Motion carries. Any proposed agenda items for next meeting?
I didn't see it on this agenda, and I thought we discussed at our last meeting, was the use of credit cards.
Okay,
And I know we discussed that at the last meeting.
okay. Okay, we'll have that for you. We'll have something on it. The one thing that is, we're gonna have to investigate is the process of reconciling the credit card machine into the accounting software.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be the difficult part of figuring out how that's gonna get done, and what kind of time and everything. But we'll look into it and the costs and things of that nature.
Are you up to giving your name to someone to talk about the credit card machine? There's an attendant in our building that deals with that service.
Oh, yeah.
Can I give you the
Oh, I'm
name?
sorry.
Can I give you your name and number?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, the more I can learn, absolutely. Any other items for the next meeting? No, okay. Item 11, supervisor's report. Any questions? Well, the one thing that I'll tell you is that we are in the process of we wrote the letter of intent for another bus grant, so that's out there. So that, we've got that, so hopefully we can get some more money from a grant to run the bus service.
That's wonderful.
Pardon me?
That's wonderful.
Yeah, it's, yeah, and we'll continue to look for more, as what the 2 grants would bring in does not cover what the bus runs, and the more that we can shave off of that number, if we can use in other places. And then, obviously, we had the resolution for Craig Adams this evening. There is a couple other things that I wanted to just give you more of informational. One thing that changed is, I don't know if you guys are aware, and gals are aware of the Super Senior Program that's run by the state of Illinois, Secretary of State. They hold the drivers, the one-day drivers, what do they call it? The rules of the road course, but it's also, they'll come in and set up the Secretary of State's office here. You can do renewals of driver's licenses and everything else. It's for the entire community, not just seniors. So the date was moved from September 5th to September 14th. So you'll see that start to get disseminated as the summer takes off here. More along the business side, statement of economic interests are due in May. Read them and ask me questions because you're going to like it. You want another one?
No,
Okay.
have enough.
Yeah, it's an interesting document this year, put it that way. They've asked for information that's not traditionally been provided in that. So there was a whole revision to that document. And last but not least, this is hot off the presses. The bids came back for the roads. I don't have a lot of the detail behind it, but if you go back and look at the budget for the highway, for the highway commissioner, here, I'll give you a copy, and you guys can go back and look too. So you can compare the project, so you'll know what projects there are and what this budget is. Or this is the estimate.
These are the bidders.
I didn't even get that far to be able to look at it. I mean, it was hot off the presses when I walked in the door this evening.
Who's the engineer on this?
I do not know that.
Was it engineer?
Well, HR Green.
Be an engineer in that, you think?
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody different.
Go ahead.
Somebody different.
Why would it be civil, right?
Okay, item 12, the assessor's report. Unless anybody else has anything for me. Okay.
Hey, I don't have a whole lot. I did hire an additional field staff member. He just started March 1st, already picking everything up pretty quickly. So it's good to know that with all the new construction, and if anybody's been by Stonewater, like every 10 minutes, there's another 20 houses that go up there. So they're really moving quickly there. We've gotten the other plat for, it'll be closer towards 120, so like the growth will come towards 120. So, but they're just really moving quick over there. So, and then I don't need to go over all the other new construction, but we have a lot going on. So there's a need for, once we get a little more steady weather, they're going out now, but once we can get out more regularly, we'll be really picking things up. The only good thing about some things like Stonewater, they're pretty, several models. So they're not custom homes and really different. So we just have to make sure we get them all on the record. And I think we have 8 out there now that have closed, 7 or 8. And then townhomes that have closed in Remington Grove, or under contract in Remington Grove, Legend Lakes. We've got like 4 or 5 townhomes that closed. I mean, all of this stuff is going up quickly and selling quickly. So, good thing to be able to put them on the list, though. We can put the value on for 2022. We're really just organizing our numbers for 2022 assessments. Anyone who appealed for 2021 has 30 days. I think it's April 4th or so that ends. So we'll see how many state appeals we have. Our local appeals were down, so I don't anticipate many at the state level. Other than that, the county has got, our new forms are out, senior freeze, disability forms, those things go out to people who are already on the list. But this is the time of year people start coming in to get help doing the freeze and stuff like that. We're still using Facebook Live just to try to get some information out there, and a lot of it's just repetitive, but we do get, it's anywhere between 6 and 10 people watching while I'm doing it, and then it is put on the website, and it's available on Facebook if anybody really wants to watch it, which there is helpful information, so. That's about all I have. We're just head down, trying to get things together. There will be some changes up at the county this year, so, we're trying to get our books in by July, and we'll see what happens. But some of the work we're doing this year will be in preparation for the quadrennial, which is next year as well, so. And one other thing, anytime anybody wants a little more information about what goes on in the assessment office, just let me know and we'll give you a tour.
There you go. I have a little bit unrelated, but related. The last huge surge that we had, there was all the villages and towns and everything had impact fees. Is Wonder Lake, do you know if Wonder Lake or any of these villages or towns are charging impact fees before the house comes on the tax rolls?
I'm sure that some of them are. I don't know if McHenry has gone back to putting.
Yeah, I don't know who's gone
fees
back
on
to it or not.
I know the Board of Education had it.
They do.
In McHenry? Both of them or one of them?
I only know about 15.
Okay.
I would think that would be, with all the growth that we're having come in, you would think that they would want to make sure that the impact fees are there, but.
Yeah. I was just curious as to.
Yeah,
And that comes with this, just listening to you and driving down 120, literally it rains and there's 20 more houses out there. It's it's incredible how fast these things. You go by the next day, 20 more. It looks like that. They're all wrapped in that paper and they're just shooting up.
And then the piles of dirt, you can see where they're excavating, and it just looks little domes of
Quick question.
earth.
Mary, are those people on private septic?
No,
and
they
wells,
put,
or they're gonna be on sewer?
they did put in sewer, they did put in
There's
sewer.
a sewer
They
plant.
did put in
Yeah.
sewer
They
and
put a
water,
sewer
they
plant.
put water.
To McHenry or to?
It's Wonder Lake.
There's one on, it's on.
I would assume that then they've gotta have some kind of an impact fee.
Yeah, it's sewer.
All
sewer.
of
Yeah.
it. Sanitary
Well, I know that
districts
they
do
would get a
that.
bill as soon as they moved in, but from the regular tax rolls, that's the whole, why impact fees are there. I don't have to explain it to you, but, I was just curious if, I'll have to ask and those around while I'm out there.
They all have assessment, a monthly assessments as well for the property. So
Yeah.
and a clubhouse that's not built yet.
Has the township ever considered whether it's due any impact fees for any impacts that it receives from expansions like that?
I didn't hear him actually.
If the township would have any part of an impact fee. I believe that's
Well, whether the township
good.
has examined whether the township is experiencing increased costs as a result of expansions like developments like this, and whether it would be justified in imposing an impact fee in that case.
That's the reason why I asked the question. I'm just starting to see things, so I'm asking questions.
Yeah, we discussed that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And how's it really gonna impact us as a township, really? No schools, I don't see it really impacting the township.
Well,
Except the use of the park, maybe.
The one that I,
Use of our facilities.
the one that I see is roads.
Correct, it's roads, right?
That's plowing and maintenance and everything else.
right.
Well, Wonder Lake would have to plow in Stonewater.
That, I have to clarify that.
See,
It's Village's Wonder Lake property. They're not.
Do they have a public works department?
They have a one-man public works department.
there would be an intergovernmental agreement, I'm sure, between McHenry Township Road
Okay.
and Wonder Lake, just like we're presently having.
I can call there tomorrow and get an answer for you if you want.
I'll call Jim tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm sure we'd add to Jim's milers.
Yeah.
Well, and then the question becomes, well, is it costing the township any more than what they're contributing in taxes to the township, you know, and any differently than anybody else in the township would.
You would think it would reduce everyone's tax bill throughout the township. That's my initial thought process. As all these new homes come on board, it should thin out. If I'm thinking correctly, it doesn't mean I'm right.
So well, that's the theory,
Right.
is that you have a set number of homes that have a certain equalized assessed value. You add new growth to that raises your equalized assessed value. You would be able to collect some percentage of that increase in equalized assessed value. But at the same time, you're now having more homes to spread this tax out. So in theory, your tax, as there's more houses, if everything were to stay the same, frozen, nobody spent a nickel more, in theory, your taxes could possibly go down over time.
The township's portion of the bill.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, anybody's.
Yeah, but it
Can't
would
speak
be
for
something.
school
That's the way I
can't
understand. I don't know if
speak for
I'm
school
offbeat, it's close.
You know, again, it all depends on what the
Theoretical.
levies are.
Correct.
Okay, so if the levies are increased significantly, and the other thing is new construction, they're there using the services a year ahead of time
Correct.
before you get any of that money for taxes. So if services are increased, there may be some, lag time there to pay for that, but again, it's more services, maybe more money, but if the levies stay relatively similar, which if you're increasing services, hard to imagine that the levies stay exactly the same. But more properties. The other thing is we have more commercial property too. So, even as those new assisted living facilities or the apartment buildings come on, those will add without really affecting schools so much, things like that.
Well, yeah, but schools aren't a township issue, it's just.
Well, with
Well,
the bottom line is, especially, in my department, we have to do the same work on every property, no matter how many are there. So, we just, doesn't, unless we needed to add a bunch of more people, but that would be, I don't see that happening in a while, but.
Yeah, it was a question not so much for you, just that it was brought up and, more for the township.
we're of like mind, we're looking into it.
Yeah.
We have to, I mean, you gotta investigate everything. And I think that's part of being the new board, is that there's been a lot of investigation so far. So we're continuing to ask those questions. But I appreciate you also asking us and making sure we're doing our job. Anything else?
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
There you go.
During the bra.
The Highway Commissioner's report was in the packet. He did not make it this evening. Any questions on that you would like me to follow up on or anything? Okay, nothing?
Just follow up on this.
Oh, yeah. So you want to know bids?
Yeah, how to come into.
Bids versus budget.
Right.
I can probably work on that. Shouldn't be an issue. 14 is if there's a need for, I don't see any need for that this evening. Okay. No discussion there. So we're just going to skip that. I don't think I need to do anything there, because we're not doing it. Nope. Board comments, item 15.
Moving forward with the community garden, as you know.
Anything else from anybody else? May I have if there's no, give you an opportunity to speak again if you have something on your mind? No? Okay. Motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Fast.
Second.
Yeah, 7:43. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion carries. So the next meetings are, so March 31st is the budget and appropriation hearings for the town and road, along with the annual, or along with the town. It's the town and road funds, that's the budget meeting, was on 31st. April 12th is the annual town meeting, and then April 14th is the regular board meeting for April.
Okay.
So those are the key dates there. That will close it up.
You guys are
Thank
so
you, Mary.
boring compared to the old
Oh,
board.
boy, I love it.
We don't have 114 people here all
Every
with
month.
signs and shirts.
I'm totally interested in community garden.